Today's inflation report is probably going to surprise you. Inflation has now been cut in half since last year's peak. That means it's gone down slowly for the last 11 months straight. But I know you're going to say to me, Lisa, I don't feel it in my wallet. I don't see it in my everyday life. Now, I'm going to explain to you why that is in a second. But first, I want to thank my subscribers for voting for this story as the bonus this week. If you want to vote too, make sure you subscribe during my next live event. Now, back to the report. According to today's Consumer Price Index from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation in May was 4% higher than it was in May of 2022. That's down from April, when inflation was at 4.9%, and down a lot since last June's peak, when it was 9.1%. You can see that dramatic drop off here in the graph. The biggest drops were in the energy sector, so things like utilities, piped gas, and yes, even gasoline. But what's still keeping inflation high? Shelter. Overall, it's up 8% over last year, and rent is up 8.7% over last year. Food from the grocery store was up just a little bit, 0.1% between April and May, but egg prices plummeted almost 14% between April and May. Now, that said, 4% inflation is still really high, and that is one of the reasons why you're not feeling these decreases. Also, core inflation continues to go up. It's currently sitting at 5.3% year over year. Core inflation is a measurement that excludes the volatile categories of food and energy, but includes every single other item and service that's measured for this report, like apparel, TVs, cleaning products, hospital service, stuff like that, things that we actually need and use. So in May, core inflation increased 0.4%, just like it did in April and in March. Normally, core inflation could increase anywhere between 0.1% and 0.2% month over month, but several months in a row of 0.4% increases in core inflation is something you're going to feel in your wallet. So the Federal Reserve, of course, wants inflation to be at 2%. The way that happens is by raising interest rates. That, of course, is up to the Federal Reserve, and we will find out tomorrow if they decide to increase rates again or put a pause on raising interest rates this month. So if you want to see exactly which items went up and which items went down, I will email out the Consumer Price Index for May in tonight's News Girl News Roundup email.